You're recording.
Thank you. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Not done yet?
I just.
Hey, motion to adjourn?
You had it all done?
I did. I was gonna, man. We would have been out of here.
I can fit. Lower than.
Okay. All right, we're ready and we're live. We're live. You're being action. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay.
Second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Was I here?
You're always here.
Just clear it out. I don't know what I was here. All right, go ahead. You can take over.
You sure?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Thank you. Everybody's having a good summer. How's that for the chair's comment? Finance member comments, anybody from the finance committee? Yeah, what up? The first select woman that did contact me, she's not here. She said she needed us. We can text her to hop on Zoom call. I told her if we do, we'll let her know. Anybody from the public would like to talk?
Yes, there is someone online that would like to talk. Lindsay, go ahead.
Hi, this is Lindsay Johnson. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I just wanted to chime in just to say I'm here if anyone has any questions when you get to the agenda item regarding the holiday lights.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Of course.
Anybody else in the public would like to speak? Second comment,
That's it.
or all the information says it is. Close new business, item 7, discuss and take action to approve accepting the Department of Energy grant in the amount of $1 million of funding for emergency shelter generator project pending board of selectmen approval. I get that form of a motion, please. I get a second. Thanks. Motion made by Katie, seconded by Jim. Discussion.
It's easy taking.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention, that motion carries. Discuss and take action, a request from Madison Ambulance Association to move $385,000 from CIP fiscal 27 to CIP fiscal 25 for the purchase of an ambulance approved by the Board of Selectmen June 24, 24. Form of motion. With that, second, Katie. Discussion. Go ahead, Jude.
By moving this up a year, is that going to impact any of the other pending projects in CIP?
Go ahead, Jude. You had a question.
I know.
Okay, Susie.
Go
Go ahead.
Yeah, so moving it up, the next agenda item is to cover it for, so it will have no impact on the current program. So we'll have to go to the next agenda item to fund it.
Because of the
it's
special
earlier and way
appropriation.
more expensive. And Russ is here to explain why.
Go. Any other I want to see, any questions?
Just a point of clarification, we're moving it up 2 years, correct? Yeah.
Fiscal 27, fiscal 10. Correct.
So the timeline for a new ambulance is about a 2.5-year build right now. That's why we're requesting the funding now, so we can order it this fiscal year and hopefully take delivery of it in fiscal year 26, 27. So that's what we're doing.
So it's a 2-year lag, is that what you're saying?
For build.
Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention? Thanks, Russ. That motion carries. Discuss and take action to approve a special appropriation request from Madison Ambulance Association of $200,000 from the undesignated fund balance for the ambulance capital project fund for the purchase of an ambulance that has been approved by the BOS on 6/24/24. Form of a motion, Matt, thank you. Second,
Second.
John, thank you. Motion made in second. Discussion, comments?
I guess my only question is, that's to cover it, how come it it's, the numbers are different.
The difference in the delta.
One is 385 and one
The
is.
costs have gone up for the actual ambulance. So in order to fund the fund enough to purchase the ambulance, we didn't have enough in the plan.
Yeah, so she's saying we're doing 200,000, cost us 385, so you had enough in the plan. That was the delta, the 200, correct?
So we put the 200 into the plan to fund it with the balance already in the
Yes.
plan.
Got it. It was already existing.
Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstention, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Next one.
Thank you.
Discuss and take action to approve a special appropriation request from the Madison PD in the amount of $15,000 from the undesignated fund balance to the communication account for end of year overtime reconciliation, pending the board of selectmen approval. Form of a motion, please. Thanks, Jude. I need a second. Second. Matt, discussion.
I'm a little surprised. Wasn't hiring more people gonna take off the? What?
Yeah, I mean, we were without for dispatch. We had open positions for a while. We also had a contract that was open that we had to negotiate and do retro payments for them. So this will just make the account whole to include also the payouts, the vacation payouts that we were contracted to pay. We did already do a special appropriation for 22,000. We did our best trying to project it, and with these payouts, we think we need about approximately another 15,000.
I guess to Jade's point, we authorize and put more officers in the budget. Hopefully that number will.
This is for dispatch,
Awesome.
not officer.
That's what confused me.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
But that makes sense.
Any other comments? Question? See none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention, the motion carries. All right, discuss and take action to approve round 19. ARPA fund request calling for $167,600 approved by the board of selectmen on 6/26/24. $82,200 for the ABC house, $51,000 EDC for Light Up Madison, $27,400 for ADA upgrades to the back doors at the senior center, $5,000 for townwide bike racks, and $2,000 Madison Community Pre-K Consortium. May I get that in form of a motion, please?
So
Thanks. Gene, seconds. Matt, discussion.
So,
Go ahead, Matt.
so I support all of these for ARPA funding. I think it's a good use. The only one I have concern on is C, which is 2,000 for the Madison Community Consortium. I'm happy to spend ARPA funds go to that, but I would say going forward, if they do request more money, this needs to be the education budget.
Greg, you done that?
Yeah, done.
Katie?
So I sent a letter to Peter Anderson, so it didn't sound right coming off my tongue, about, item C, which is a new request, because there are ADA, installations in facilities around town, that actually don't have accessibility. And so, he was going to, and I picked out a bunch of things from CIP. It's a little frustrating to me. I've had this conversation with Peggy that we're kind of requesting people to make requests when we have a system in place of projects that could have qualified even a year ago. And so I have not heard back from Peter yet. I know he was looking into it. But I'd love that they want to upgrade. I just think we should be focusing on projects that have been waiting 5 years that have zero accessibility. And the one I'm thinking of is Bauer Farm. The classroom has no accessibility at all for kids or seniors to have access. And that's been in CIP for several years. So I sent this in the email sent, which I copied you, but, so I don't have it at my fingertips, but, and there were several other projects that are like the ones that are in this list. Peggy's not here to discuss it, I will say that having watched the Board of Selectmen meeting, Matt, if this helps answer your question, that question was asked about the consortium, and because it's not, it's kind of outreach, and it's the education of private preschool teachers and not public school teachers. That's why they came to a more general, town request. But just if that helps. So yeah, so I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna say no to seniors having upgraded, but I'm a little frustrated that nobody seemingly looked at CIP projects that have been in the works and being planned for and waited for a long time.
One more thing, so for Stacy and Kristen, so I know we had a balance that we had to achieve by December 1st. If this 167,600 goes through, what are we still left with?
Yeah, we don't, I think we need a couple of weeks. We kind of extended that June 1st deadline.
Okay.
To see where the projects end, and I think by the end, because we're accepting new applications, and I think at the next Board of Selectmen, we're gonna review balances and everything that was submitted, but I think we still have a couple $100,000. And Katie, to your point, we have funded a lot of
Yes, we did.
CIP projects.
In that first year, we absolutely did, and then it kind of went, and when the ARPA committee was there, that was the opportunity to kind of look for things that people that maybe not be a town department might be. So I think we started off very, with a wide net. But it feels as though this last couple rounds, and what we're on 14,
Thank you.
19,
So,
that these last couple rounds were kind of grabbing the lowest hanging fruit instead of really going back to basics and looking at projects that are very worthy and have been waiting. Again, this is nothing against Austin and the senior center or what he wants to do. Kudos, I will support it. This is really more of a message of process and looking at projects that are worthy and have been waiting, that are also worthy.
So one more comment to that, if I can.
Please.
We need to commit the funds by December 31st. So any project out there in CIP, we need to, have a good estimate, be ready to commit. Because for ARPA, we need to commit the funds by December 31st this year. So I don't know if
Which
that.
makes it hard, but again, I think if we had gone back several rounds ago and looked at the CIP book, and when I say we, I mean me too, rather than now, I mean, if this is a new request from Austin and he's able to get the funding and do all that, I can't imagine if we had approached Bauer before now, that they wouldn't have been able to do the same.
One more thing.
Yeah.
No, Bob has his hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Stacy, no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this is not a new project. And Heather is here, she could explain the project. But we were anticipating using a grant for this project. We had an emergency and we wanted to fix the kitchen area, and we decided to move those funds to that project, so. I don't want you to think it came out of left
No.
field and now.
No, and I
Yeah.
totally appreciate that, and as I said, I think it's a worthy endeavor. But if you're looking at people who have, if you're trying to cast a wide net and make sure a lot of the citizens in Madison benefit from ARPA funding, there are some places like the ones that I identified that haven't been touched and didn't reap the benefits of this community funding. So,
I'm gonna let Bob, my only comment to this is, I think Madison has done a very good job using ARPA funds for a lot of different projects. And I'd like to see us continue to do so instead of giving it back.
thousands.
Bob, you want to say something?
Yes, I just missed the dollar figure you said that was left from ARPA. I
We
think,
need to give an exact number, probably about 200,000, that's a guess.
okay, thank you.
Stacy, I didn't want to speak for you, but.
Yeah, there's a couple of projects that are bigger dollars, but we're waiting. We did extend the timeline for that. For example, downtown, we're waiting to see, there were some pretty hefty balances there. So if we could commit, by, I would say by August 1st, then those funds wouldn't be available. So I do reserve the right to kind of sway.
I'm not holding it right. to the-
Yes, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? There is a motion and a second on the table. Motion was to approve the 167,600. Any other comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention, the motion carries. All right, discuss take action to 3.5 million special appropriation for the CIP capital improvement program from the undesignated fund balance pending the board of selectmen and special town meeting approval. Can I get that in the form of a motion, please? Get a second. Motion made by Katie, second by Gene. Because I know, for Jude and for all of us, obviously, for Jude and John and Bob, I'm sure are caught up to speed, but we're at the meeting we had several weeks ago. If you have any questions, if anyone has any questions about this, feel free to talk. Okay, I'm all in favor. So seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? That motion carries. We have review of the financials. Any questions? Comments? No more summary of that, so.
No.
Although I do see that revised projected unassigned fund balance is getting a little bit lower, but.
Yeah. So, two things happened on the sheet from last sheet, two big, things. One, 3.5 million that we just approved.
That's on there.
Yep, it is on here. And then the other difference from the last sheet that you were provided was we increased the goal to 1.5 months.
Yes.
I know our regulation says 10%, but after our last workshop, we said, let's just look at 1.5 months, so we're comfortable with that. So that's why the change from last time.
And the reason, sorry, the reason, I just.
Good, Katie, good.
The reason why we did that was because just everything seems to be more expensive and costing more, so it just gives us a little more cushion, if God forbid. Okay.
So comment on the financial citizen comment, anybody from the public would like to speak? Is there anybody there?
No hands are raised online.
Second, third time, public information session is closed. So we need a motion to enter an executive session for the future bargaining unit.
Stacy, second. Is someone from Board of Ed coming? Executive session?
Executive session, future bargaining.
So you
unit.
need to invite somebody
I
on.
don't know if anybody's on.
Is anybody here? Do we have any information on it?
You had a letter that got
Oh,
sent.
yeah, I saw the
And I
letter.
kept asking, yeah, let me know.
All right, I'm gonna lock the webinar because everybody who was online has now gotten off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And can you stop recording, Jean?
Yes, you have to stop recording.
Okay. Jean.
Came out of executive session at 7:28 PM. And there's not, well, we don't need to do anything.
Disable.
We went to executive session. Right? There's really nothing to take. We went to executive session, that was it.
Okay.
There's nothing to
There's
take.
no motion.
There's no motion, yeah. So we are, just for the public's sake, we are going to, there was no one here from the Board of Education, so we're going to check with the Board of Ed. And then at a later date, we will meet with them before they start negotiations.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Public, no, we
I
already
did the
did.
public before, because you want to do that before you go to executive session, because it could be
You don't want people
executive session
to.
a long time. So we did it before, but thanks, Matt. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, meeting's adjourned at 7:30. Thank you. Yeah.
So where are you staying in the room?
I stayed at Marriott's.
I've never
Probably
been
had
to
it for a week, though.
You know what I like about it is that it's got that tree.
Even if it's hot.
Yeah, are we
Yeah.
done, John? Did you add to that?
It's just,
Did you know we're going
It's
to
still being recorded.
Oh, September.